everyone. Very well then. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? Simple answer. To call the security guard, of course. The killer knew that if they pressed the button, a guard would actually come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Indeed. Yes, although as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock clean at the time. Nope. No, I am not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim came board, who was already dead. The defendant, Ronald Delight, who was knocked out cold. And the third person, the real killer. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ronald Delight. And if any security guards came in at that time, exactly. The killer would have actually sounded the alarm to actually frame Mr. Delight. There you go. That was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ronald Delight for the murder. There you go! So, there are actually 2 main questions that we still don't know the answers to. One, who exactly is the killer? And 2, why would they try to frame Mr. Delight for the murder? Those are the 2 answers that we still don't know the answer. Those are the questions we still don't know the answers to. Who was it who tried to frame him? Oh, I already know the answer to that one. And believe it or not, it's actually someone we've already seen before. Oh, yes, I do know who the killer is. We're gonna drag that person in here right now. I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder his former boss. My accusation? Simple answer. It is Luke Atmey. There you go. Detective Luke Atmey. He's the only one who could have done it. Bingo. Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Gladly, Your Honor. Theft and and murder. Which is the more serious crime? I would say it's murder. Exactly. Please remember the trial from yesterday if you would. When Luke Atmey confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. Basically, my fellow gamers, it is actually a case of double jeopardy. Basically, what he actually tried to do, he tried to avoid getting... He basically tried to avoid getting convicted of murder by actually confessing to a different crime. That, my friends, is a little thing called double jeopardy. And yes, it does, and I'm not talking about the show I'm not talking about the show Jeopardy, I'm talking about the law. That's exactly what it is. That was his true objective all along. Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Waterloo Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Luke Atmey's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. A guilty verdict as an alibi. Bingo! That's true. He actually did that so he could actually avoid getting convicted of murder. Yep. No grounds for appeal. That's a good point. Mr. Delight. Can I really risk your life like this? Mia! Mia! Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. Gladly, Your Honor. Oh, you're not handing down your verdict yet. I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atmey. That man is not Mask to Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. That judge, by the way, is actually the other judge's brother. Oh, we're not done yet, everyone. Yeah, we're not done yet. Let's continue, shall we? Could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. Indeed. Desiree. To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. We don't exactly know his motive. True. I think I know what the real motive is. And in fact, I'm actually going to show you what I believe his motive actually is. In fact, I'm actually going to show you right now. One moment, please. If I can find it. No, that's not it. Here it is. Now, I might have shown this last night, but take a look at this. Look who that is inside that clipping. That, my friends, is Luke Atmey. And that security guard happens to be Ronald DeLight. There you go. The precious gem, the tear of Emanon. There you go. Need to find some solid proof. And it's gonna happen sooner rather than later. Alright, let's continue, shall we? Here we go. Court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atmey, please take the stand. I couldn't let them just hand down your verdict yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Master Mask. I thought so. It was that diamond ring. So you continue to insist that you are in fact Master Mask. Let us begin with this simple question. On October the 12th, at 1 a.m., Kim Board was murdered. Where were you at that time? The alibi. I was stealing the urn as Master Mask just as anything else I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. The photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder. Seems the main point of discussion will be the photo of this crime scene. Everything else up until now was all part of this plan. There has to be a secret of this picture as well.
Hold it!
Hold it! Unfortunately, Mr. Atmey, we still have to do your cross-examination. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. One moment, everyone. I apologize for that, everyone.
Hold it!
Hold it! So this photograph is the proof, correct? The man in this photo is certainly wearing a mask. But conveniently, that also means that there is also no way to tell who this really is.
Objection!
Nope. If Atmey was at KB security during the murder, then the master mask in the picture has to be a fake. Right now, I have no idea who it was. Basic objections are what this guy really wants. Has to be another way, and I'm gonna find it.
Hold it!
Hold it! I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, correct? Huh? That's a good point there, Maya. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. Hold it! So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct? The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if this picture you had this picture taken on purpose.
Objection!
I don't buy it. If he truly is the killer, there's got to be something phony about that in that photo. Something does not fit.
Hold it!
Hold it. About the camera that took this photograph. No, I do not. Hold on a sec, I gotta see something. Timestamp 12:58 a.m. I didn't say it was altered. Looks like I better find something else that could be suspicious. It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. There are two possibilities. Either the master mask in this photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Something's not right. Hold it. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. I didn't say he did tamper with it. Think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's gotta be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? Something does not fit. Wait a minute. Bingo! I know exactly what's wrong. Am I implying that this picture is a fake? Oh, yes, I am. There's definitely something strange about this photograph. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night, before the theft took place. And there's something strange in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. What about this photograph is so strange? This.
Take that!
The funny part is right here. Bloodstain. Actually, no. It is not. It's paint. Not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint. It's pink, actually. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. That would be the statue. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
Objection!
No, it was pushed there intentionally. Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. Give us a rhyme and reason as to why the statue was moved that night? Of course. Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? That's an easy answer. That would be Miss Adrian Andrews. I apologize for that mess up, everyone. I didn't have my glasses on.
Take that!
One moment, everyone. I apologize for that, everyone. I just had to clean my glasses. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atmey. You say I'm delusional? Oh, I think not. It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. The reason for moving the golden statue, here's where our battle really begins. What reason did the witness have to move that statue? The reason can be found here in this photograph. Luke Atmey, you pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lord Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film in a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue. Where does the lie exist? You gotta be kidding me. It's quite simple, everyone. It's right over here.
Take that!
In the timestamp. Naturally, the lie is lie in this photograph is the timestamp. I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atmey went to KB security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Wright Taylor at this time. Now, everyone, I apologize if my voice is a little bit cracky tonight. I did say I've been a little under the weather the last couple of days, so I apologize. Anyway. Okay. What does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was the statue placed beside the warehouse door? Statue was taken down into the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atmey had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for the time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. There you go. Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atmey must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there, had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atmey had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Yes, I'm aware of that. I'm already aware of that, Mr. Atmey. Objection, Your Honor. It's true that the camera had been set up by the Wright Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot, I warn you about making me wait. Now put that coffee cup down, now! Defense has a very good point. Already aware of that, Maya. Don't point that. Okay. What is it then, Godot? Yes, I'm aware of that. I'm already aware of that. Please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the secret urn. Okay, everyone. Now, we're not... This is actually why it doesn't fit. Why would he actually want to steal the sacred urn? For some reason, it doesn't fit. I mean, he himself actually admitted that it actually had no value, well, money-wise. So there's no way he could actually sell it for anything. Why would he actually want to steal it? Something does not fit. I first received the request from one retailer about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. True. Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time? Gladly, Your Honor. This guy is nothing more than a murderer and a huge liar. Hold it! You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right? Hold it! You mean this box? Miss Andrews was especially taken with that urn. And she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me. Interesting new tidbit. Hold it! You're sure that you had never seen that urn before? Perhaps I will. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, I, Luke Atmey, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. Hold it! You mean this calling card? Because Atmey knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. Hold it! Then no one else entered the basement warehouse? Many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. Hold it! This is a photo that proves that, huh? If this photo was a fake, Detective Atmey might have stolen the... That's a good point there, Maya. Might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. It's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. We need to take a good hard look at the court record. That detective's been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination. that he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime. There's only one thing that Atmey stated very clearly, that he had never seen the urn before he stole it. We need to prove that he's lying. Something is not right.